Welcome back to another live trading session for the NY in this session on the third trading day. And we have completed our London session at the market on gold and also some other instrument also currently at the moment is in a trend. We are looking at few entry opportunity here on this instrument. If you look at that here, overall market trend, and we are looking at some of the instruments, especially on gold, that you can see there is an uptrend. So dollar index has some downside movement along this area. We are looking for that dollar Swiss franc, dollar yen, most of the USD pairs, and also the dollar index that you can see there is a downside movement here. USD, we saw that there was a drop and now potentially going up for a pullback. So in this session specifically, we'll be looking at British pound US dollar. Okay, so you can see that with the increase of dollar index, British pound US dollar shows a bearish move. If we look at that on XAUUSD, so looking at on XAUUSD, that you can see the market also shows here that potential move in this market. Dollar yen is on a sideways movement. I'm not opening any position here at the moment. We'll be looking at the analysis on gold, that you can see the price action here going back to the upside. From here, that you can see this is a very narrow doji here with liquidity sweep on both direction with a full body candle close, a large bullish engulfer that you can see here at the moment, and the price action after this opening with this consolidation series of higher low, the market now started to have that reaction back to the upside here. So daily chart, and there was a, if you look at the market open above the daily 10 EMA on the daily chart that you can see here, and after moving to that daily 10 EMA is actually approaching another new level of area that you guys can see here. Welcome back. And now we saw that our London session trade was bearish. Now the market start to shift its sentiment. So as a trader, we can, change our direction if needed. But I would like to look at the complete multiple time frame analysis here to see that what level that we can look for an entry. As we open sell in our previous session and we have closed it. By the way, I think the audio is on. Why I can't find the sound on desktop? You can see a desktop. Let me open a desktop. Oh my god, come on. I hope that the audio is on. Still, I don't see any audio on desktop. Let me change that. Hope the desktop audio on. Can you say yes if you can hear the music? Welcome. Yes, thank you. Okay, I'm looking forward to open few positions here, at least one or more, once we can see the directional bias confirmed. So here we can see that gold started to trend with a stronger momentum that you can see along this area. So there is a support here that you can see at this level, which is a very important support, and we saw there was a break below. Of this break below, the market has just reacted back to the upside with a long consolidation pattern formation here at this level. What you can see here with a long consolidation on XAUUSD shows that the market trend here is bullish. This is a consolidation that I would like to specifically box out, is because with this box out along this area shows a very key information of this market movement that you can see here in this area. So you can see there was a significant consolidation along this area here, and there was a few times breakup support. Look at this breakup support here. We saw initial move, drop, and the move. This is the key information here. Guys, keep in mind that information is very important. When you see that the market structure based on the price action, okay, that's why I always look at that. The market, if you want to know the secret of this universe, then think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, right? This is what is heard many times from one of the greatest inventor of all time, right? Similarly, if you want to know the secret of the market, understand the market structure with the liquidity and the price action. So here that you can see at this level, the market structure is upside. Okay, how do you know that this is an uptrending market structure? Whenever we saw that the market forms series of higher low, breakup structure, and then buying pressure. So similar, the market structure overall, the global trend here is bullish at this level. From the daily, we can see there is a significant upside. The sellers tried to break that low and created this consolidation pattern. Now the price is pushing higher back. So that shows that the overall market structure here in this market is bullish. And as the price has grabbed the liquidity few times along this area, that this market is eventually going back to the next liquidity zone, okay? And the price moves from liquidity to liquidity. Therefore, along this way, we even could see a new higher high, because there is a break below here of this support. The market started to change its trend. So I'm looking at now this 5 minutes and the 1 minute chart here, and there is a clean uptrend. The market is trading above 10 EMA, shows that there is a potential for further breakout in this market. So here in the first move, that technically we could see that another potentially 100 pip move is possible here for another wave of bounce back. Now this is the, if you look at the 1 minute and 5 minutes, there is a head and shoulder that you can see. Above this level, there is a liquidity. We will be discussing later today in depth on what is in fact liquidity, how you can use in your trading about the liquidity, so that you're not missing any trade that has a high volume without looking at anything, just looking at the price action. Okay, I will tell you the technique that I look at to find out the liquidity on a market, and understanding the market structure and understanding the price action will give you also understanding of the liquidity, and that will give you a clear edge over your trade in the market. All right, so let's look at here from the lower time frame. This is where there is a strong breakout here that is showing that the market from here creating this initial impulse from here, which is one single move back to the upside, followed by the looking at here for this pullback, and with this pullback that we could see the price action to again return back to the upside. So I'm looking at here for this deeper pullback here, and with this pullback we will be able to look for our entry. So the 5 minutes price action here is still maintaining the, see that each of these candlestick pattern, each candlestick pattern will tell you a story, an understanding of what is happening between the buyers and sellers in the market. So you can see there is a large green candle followed by narrow red candle, narrow red candle, narrow red candle, larger, bigger green candles. What does that mean? Is that the buyers are more and more active than the sellers in this market. And that is what you need to enter a trade in the market. All right, so let's wait for the breakout structure. At any point, breaking from the trend here, I will be looking at entry. You see that I have drawn out the levels. So breaking below around this area in a specific way, not just a smaller break. We need to see that a specific breakout pattern that will tell you that the market is preparing for another upside. There is no schedule news as far as I know, especially the rate folder, but you wouldn't be able to know that either if it is welcome back. Okay, you won't be able to know exactly that if this is something any other sentiment news. So we'll be looking at also the current sentiment, what is happening. So if you look at the calendar, there isn't any specific news that you can see here. On AUD, employment change and also unemployment rate on AUD is coming tomorrow, which is also influencing the gold market now, gold price. If you look at here on this, okay, so looking at the news here, BOJ is said open to raise rates faster than every 6 months. So there is a chance for more and more rate hike on BOJ. Okay, so if you look at USDJPY, has gone a really significant uptrending move on dollar yen. If you look at that overall, so it's just giving a more possibility for the rate hike here on USDJPY. Okay, so this you could see that here. So that said, if there is a rate hike on USDJPY, there might be some slowdown in trend potentially. Okay, because if rate hikes, then JPY usually get a little weaker or stronger, right? Because any rate hike will create a strengthening on currency. Inherently, JPY is weaker from the BOJ's, like the low interest rate policy. But now they are thinking of going up. So, but we see the trend is still in this direction here on USDJPY. So, and I was looking at also the dollar index, which is very important to look at, because dollar index here you can see after going here, then breaking below in an uptrend, this might now, because it failed to create a higher high, there is a potential for breaking the lower low here on USDJPY and if dollar index. So that said, this session is also reflecting on gold as the bullish price action here that you can see in this market. So you can see the price action of this level maintaining this upside momentum here. All right, so with a pretty big bull candle with a green bullish candle shows that XAUUSD is maintaining its upside momentum. Now it reached that peak, but still I wouldn't say that it's gonna reverse off this. There is a possibility for a pullback here, and that's what you want to enter from the technical analysis. And you see that there isn't significant yet news that can certainly will change the market movement. US open to negotiate with Iran, but there are not serious reviews. So some of the, I think, the battle is going on, and that's also the major factors here that is moving the market here. So we always keep eye for the breaking news along the way, that if there is any sudden breakout in the market, so that we can avoid in case we are entering or waiting to enter, right? So there is a lot of okay, we can see some deeper pullback here, and that pullback might create that the price action pattern here. See that what kind of move that you could see, and I'm ready for an entry as soon as we see that potential trade setup along this area, to see that overall market trend to give us that entry setup. So you just hit that head and shoulder. This is the recent level of support here. Welcome. What is your analysis for gold today? So gold today, so far we can see that in an uptrend, and we are looking for possible setup here. Now it's on a pullback, so we are looking at that here, a buying opportunity along this area once we see confirmation on the lower time frame. What do you think of Euro USD? So if you look at on Euro USD, as gold is in an uptrend, they usually move in the same direction. Okay, Euro USD shows an uptrending bias here that you can see along this area. So there was a breakup structure on Euro USD, which is showing that the market trend may here push higher. The daily chart of this, and with the, this is the 30 minutes price action here that you can see along this area, with 30 minutes buying pressure here along this area that can go back again to create a higher high here on Euro USD. Okay, so with this Euro USD move, that you can see the market may go higher because there is a liquidity sweep, so that from this zone, and that might go up to here, or can break this high. But I'm not entering any Euro USD trade in this live session here. we will be looking at, if you look at that here on especially XAUUSD trade, and if anyone entering any other trade, you can share in the live session here. So yeah, we can see that break below on gold, which is potentially, you know, this kind of drop. This is the 30 minutes, and I'm following this candle here now because it's coming from the top. And this is, if you followed the last Sunday's Zoom session, how many of you followed the last Sunday's Zoom session? These are the timeless education that can change how you look at the market. Now you can see that here, this is the 30 minutes price session. And during our last Sunday's Zoom session, we talked about this, right? There was a consolidation here. Okay, with this consolidation, it's a clean bullish price action. There is a breakout of that consolidation. Now the market is coming to retest that neckline, which is potentially an order block. And even you could spot in this area with this one an inverted head and shoulder. Okay, so because the market is coming to retest the neckline, which is the previous resistance turn support, that's where you could look for that entry opportunity. And that's why you see that if you enter in the right place more often, you're gonna be correct. Okay, that's what you need as a trader. You know, either you are trading your own account or any funded account or anything, everywhere works the same system. Okay, the only thing that you need to make sure that you remain patient for your entry to the right place. Now, the market is coming to that neckline of this previous resistance turn support, which is, you can see that here with this green candle, and good day. So here, as if you look at the market now retesting this neckline, which is the previous candlestick pattern here at this level, and I'm leaving my stop loss below this liquidity zone. Here I will be opening a buy entry for this possible breakout here in this market. So we'll keep a large profit target, but we will be taking profit target 1 at 4141, and the rest of the position will be running for the full potential target to the upside here in this market. So I'm opening here a buy, and based on the analysis that just so far we have done, and for this potential move in this market. So the stop loss here I'm placing at 4111.34, and profit target we will be setting here at 4199.56, but I will be taking one trade, healthy trade, and then we will be taking half along this area once the market breaks this swing high here or near there. So I'm long on gold, and so I have shared the entry, stop loss, and take profit target also in the group. Now this is now a retest candle, right? And that's what the entry is, as the trend shows significantly to the upside. We are looking at here for the market to show a possible upturn in this market, and I'm on it. Looking forward to see a break above in this market. Looking at that market structure here in this area for another possible upturn. Do you open already? Yes. As soon as I mentioned, I announced, I also have opened. I'm on a buy trade here. So this is the previous resistance here that you can see on the 15 minutes as well, which is trend support, and expecting it to have that retest and then to react again back to the upside for another wave of move here in this market. We are trading the trend. That's the key. Always stick to the trend and wait for the right setup. Always stick to the trend. The rest will follow along. So here the market trend shows so far an upturn at that level. So few narrow dodges along this area. So you're on a buy, and so this is a break of structure here along this area. With this break of structure, looking for the market to test that low and then to have that continuation of this trend. Okay, from the 1 hour, there's a candle close coming, and the 5 minutes market movement. So this is a breakup structure, which is more often for a trending market to show in this way. And from the 30 minutes as well. Might find some liquidity here in this area. So the 4-hour support is, well, our stop loss below this support, and the overall trend here upside. And if the market even come back to this 4-hour support, that I'm looking to see the market again to go back to retest the high. So that's the flow of this market for this price action to go return back high and then to create a new higher high at this level. So almost dropped to the support area, and So it might have what I think that how do you see the lower time frame price action here? So buying and selling off this level. It's more of profit taking rather than selling of this movement. You guys can see that here. So when you see that such a strong move, more often before the price reaching there, there's a profit taking, and that profit taking usually takes place and then some seller also add there, so that creates this downside movement. Because it's an uptrend, usually an uptrend, more of buyers. But if you look at that, there is a head and shoulder, the market has reached that head and shoulder, there is a profit taking, and the price usually in those situations go back again to that resistance line and possibly create a new higher high. It's almost the 4-hour support. What's going on, guys? There is something very unusual happen. Come on. That's a massive liquidity sweep. Come on, that's very unusual, and I didn't expect this one to happen. Is there any breaking news that you guys can see that here? It's just, like there is a massive liquidity sweep here which grabbed that liquidity, and I think that this is a potential preparation for bigger move. I think that's a false breakout, complete false breakout. And so there is a massive liquidity grab, just that hit the stop loss. Usually after this kind of liquidity grab, the market prepare for another move. Ready? So to cut out of the trade, and so with 1 hour candle closed, and there is a massive liquidity trigger here, giving it a possibility to go back again to create a higher high. So we'll be waiting for the price action confirmation for the market to break that high and then to create a new higher high on it. Here is that you can see the market just triggered that and then reacted back here to that liquidity zone in this area. And more range is possible along this area. Now because there is a false breakout here, the chances for the market to continue to the major flow is higher. I'm still waiting for the re-entry. There's a narrow one kind of range in a spot here. Are you still on the trade? No, I'm out. Exit the trade here. This is a complete, if you look at that here, false breakout. Now that kind of move might, what you could see, that trigger that massive amount liquidity that can trigger drive that price to where we have looked at. So once we see that established uptrend, we can re-entry again. Stay in the trade. Okay, and now here if you look at this level, if we see that there is a lower time frame price action in this area here, how the price action creating here is key. So this is an entire false breakout while the market didn't test this high. This might straight bounce off back to this previous area of value. Usually this kind of sudden breakout, which is out of text, result in going back again to the direction of the major trend. So the major trend here at the moment in this area upside. Okay, we might see that entirely moving back again to create a higher high. So you could see that here crossing that previous liquidity zone in this area here. AUD JPY also had a, so all the instrument that you can see had a manipulation. So it's a how to say that universal. This is how the market really moves. So it's a complete manipulation, but it has happened in all instruments, including the USD JPY. You look at that. Okay, so USD JPY, the previous hour was big move here below, so it almost came to this and then bounced, and now this hour we saw that on gold. So there is a tomorrow AUD data coming, so that also potentially creating that potentially new move. So it's a complete break above of this. So this is a narrow doji at this level, and do you see along this area there is a liquidity above this level, and most likely the market is going to hit that liquidity fully along this area, and so it's an entire engulfing to this price action. There is one last doji to go back to our entry area, and So this was an entirely a false breakout here that you guys can see. Okay. Then on USDJPY, DXY shows some slowdown here. So now we can see some move on also on GBP JPY. Okay, of this trending. Okay, so with the current volatility here on gold, with stronger momentum that has engulfed this 4-hour and established that it's going to be a potentially a stronger uptrend. So therefore, we will be now, you can see that from here after the break of structure, just has broken that support, that it's a massive liquidity sweep. Now it's returned here back above. We could see now the pullback and then continuation. We had quite a few in trades, so one small losing trade. I'm happy to, that's fine, that keep more momentum for us to look for more entries along the way. Now if you look at that, this is the now established uptrend again, and because there was a massive amount of liquidity here, now we might find again best trading opportunity again here along this area for this buy entry. And I'm still on buy. I haven't entered yet, but I will be looking at the entry. So you had here, if you look at this one, so around 130 pips. So shows a strong bullish momentum along this area. Okay, ready for another entry? I'm here looking at NSA open zone. Yeah, the volume might be coming back again. So you see where the market is. Very high possibility the market to have that reaction back in this area, back above this level. Okay, so there is an imbalance here. You can see the market is slowly breaking that high. That's a big breakout. So with an initial move, we are going down tonight, and we are thought on that. What? We are going down tonight. What are your thoughts on this? I think that the daily chart still shows very strong bullish bias here. Okay, so the market structure is significantly bullish. So I would say that, you know, we still could, you know, I still remain upside here. Okay, so the price action here, you can see that significantly bullish. So thank you. Come on. Okay, so I would like to look for that entry depending on tonight is in your zone. It's currently 2:30. So this is a high volume session, okay, with the NY session, and with the high volume session, usually the market maintains that movement along the way. So you could see that here. It's breaking back. I think it could reverse off the 4200 zone. Reversal. Yeah, it's possible to have a reversal of 4200, but it can keep pushing higher. Okay, very high chance that after crossing 4200 the market might get slowed down a little bit, But here at the moment, 4200 is way above than our expectation, right? So as you can see, there is 5-6 or above. But here at this level, the market is in this uptrending structure that you can see along this area. So 30 minutes also showing that bullish engulfer along this area, which could lead that price action back above. So therefore, having pullback here now, you see that as soon as the price opened, the market has just reacted back to the upside. With if you look at, there is a gap open here, and with this gap open, the market shows a possible upturn, and we are looking forward to see that the market to have that reaction back above to this area. Okay, gold rarely leave no wick at the bottom on daily chart, and today it did. So it is likely could be going down. Okay, so firstly, there is a smaller wick. How about MT5? There is a smaller wick, okay, a very narrow. If you look at, there is little gap, but if complete no wick, yeah, there could be. Now, no wick can represent both. Usually, no wicks is a sign of strong buying pressure. Usually, gold is, if you look at that overall, if you see there isn't any wick at the bottom, okay, that's a buying pressure. So that could be that it's potentially heading here back to the key level. Okay, so that might be. You see that all those daily move from here 4 days, how the price action started on the daily. Now, so far where the market is, this is a daily complete bearish fair value gap, right? And with this daily bearish fair value gap here at this level, because there isn't any, that significant, this daily candle even, or tomorrow's daily candle can still go back to correct for 4202. Okay, so for the next around 590 to 600 pip is a very, very high probability move here on gold. So this is a buy opportunity at the moment on gold that you can see. There is this liquidity sweep has given strong confluence now the market. You see that after the liquidity sweep, all those candles is forming a larger, bigger candle along this way. Now the market trend remain very strongly upside here, and with an initial breakout, smaller pullback, we can see that another breakout here. So WTI having some rejection of this price action from the top, which is in most of the instrument that you can see along with gold. So to go for a re-entry on gold, have you entered a trade yet? No, not the second entry yet. Is the volume coming with the? I still strongly believe it needs a stronger bearish liquidity before it goes up to 4200 from 3959. It has gone up in a parabolic phase. That is why I think we should get a deeper liquidity below. Okay, now if I look at the 4 hour, there you can see the price action on this time frame is, see that after the red candle the price breaks below here few times, and after that the market has broken. Okay, so let me tell you, if this 4 hour fails to go higher high, then we even could see like that, because it's at the top. Now that said, yeah, it's still possible for another wave of drop here. Have we entered a trade? Not yet. So the second phase, not yet. Okay, so with a very long move along this zone on, there is also another long week here. I think there is a lot of imbalance along this area that you can see. So the candle close coming on the intraday here. Does New York ever make decisions? Okay, okay. A pretty large buying candle here along this area. Gold is looking bullish. Yes, it's looking bullish now. There is a candle close again. So with the new session volume, there's no sign of pullback. It's just going up now. we need to see the decent pullback. So here you see this is the initial move, and so the recent support area, okay, I'm preparing for a possible entry setup. Switch for the market to come back below here. So few long week candlestick at this level. So it candle close the market now, finding it hard to go up. So that means we might see that here deeper pullback at this level. Very narrow consolidation here in this area. just frustrating when we are on the right side of the trade, but big liquidity grab stops out and it continues. This is not only frustrating, it's really, really, like makes very frustrating. Yeah, true. We had really, if you look at, we had significant move in couple of days, so that's why I'm not that much frustrated. If you look at back to back 7 to 8 trades winner, so in the middle one just got stop loss, but we can take it back to that. That's why I'm really cautious, because we had 7 to 8 trades in a row winner and then one trade loser, so which is still above 80% win rate. And then the next one, if we can get into the right, and we can get on board again for bigger move. So at the moment you can see the market might have reversal, or you could see that going back again to the upside, depending on how the market does. At the moment I'm just looking to see that overall how the price action might be doing along this area. So in the meantime, if you look at that, also currency pairs that we will be looking to see, if you look at, we had USD/JPY trade that we have opened recently, and here we successfully closed in profit. WTI also I'm running. Is there WTI running trades? Yeah, WTI running. All right, so bro, I'm buying target 4180. Okay, so now the market is in a zone where you could see there is a significant move already happen. It still can go up further if tomorrow as well bullish. Okay, so you can see this is the current daily price action. Also, if we look at some currency pairs here, and I will be, because gold already moved significantly, and I'm looking at now to see some currency pairs to see that potential trading opportunity. If you look at the DXY here, has dropped significantly. It might try to push here back above on DXY. If that's the case, then AUD/USD, EUR/USD also shows possible upside. Okay, so euro dollar here. GBP, JPY. Gold might have a reversal, so I will be looking at the counter trend trade. Once you can see the market has reversed entirely. Stock, all of them currently in a sideways move. So you can look for GBP might have an upside bias. At JPY. If we look at the currency, some of the instrument might have moved. a good move. From the multiple time frame, it's not a good trade. AUD JPY, sometime tomorrow there is a AUD news coming, so you might see that this instrument having some more. Okay, I'll be going for a day trade on AUD JPY, not a scalping trade, but the day trade, as tomorrow coming up some move on AUD, so we might see some a move on AUD JPY. AUD JPY has tested the support here, trying to bounce off this level. So this is the current support, and from the daily, if you look at today is the last, this is the daily price action, and with the upcoming AUD data, the market might try to bounce off this. This is the recent level of resistance. This is the daily support. So if we enter along this area here to this level, the long position, stop loss below this low, TP target, little tighter stop loss, so you have good move if it goes up. So AUD JPY with 32 pip stop loss. So if you look at today's price, already moved below, candle close up can show upside bias because this is currently in a strongly uptrend, so we traded the trend here. All right, so I'm opening an AUD JPY trade along this area, and it's up to you if you want to open so stop loss below 113.762 and profit target at 114.721. Slot. So we'll be running this trade even when I'm not on the live, and I will give an update. If for those who are following in the group, you can keep eye here. And so there is a breakup structure here, looking to see continuation of this uptrend here on AUD JPY. Very tight stop loss. If you know, expecting it to work out to go back again to the upside. So dollar index might here bounce off. That can create AUD USD to fall. If dollar index goes up, like the AUD JPY, Euro JPY also shows buying here, the uptrend along this area. Gold was dropping. Now we can see that it's just again trying to move up for another wave of bounce back above in this area. So that said, we had if you look at that today, another trading day coming. There are 2 more very important trading days remaining, and these 2 days also we are progressing towards the end of the month. There is, we can see, really a big move ahead coming, and as usual I'll be looking to enter some more trade later today whenever it arises. So AUD JPY will keep running till either profit target or stop loss. Gold started to, if you look at from here, it may go for a consolidation. I will not be opening until we see that clear directional bias, and once the trend shows, you will be looking at entry. That's it, traders. So I hope that you enjoyed this session. 2 sessions today as well, like also we'll have tomorrow another 2 sessions, after tomorrow another 2 sessions. Early today in London session we had a big winner. This session just massive manipulation. Now once we see the market trend again started, we'll be looking for entry here in this market. Thank you. That said, thank you for joining, traders, and we'll see you again with another live trade session. Until that, stay well, stay happy.